Yo, it's MartydudeVR, and today we're going to be talking about the PSVR2, which I have right here, versus the Meta Quest 3, which I do not have yet. So we're going to be talking about which headset is better for your situation. So when you're talking about headsets and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to say this is the definitive headset you should have, because everybody's different. Like, I like the Valve Index, like the Quest Pro. I like a bunch of different headsets. I like this one, even though it's wired. Still one of my favorite headsets. But might not be your favorite one for you. So we're gonna talk about different situations where, you know, your headset makes sense for you. So let's get into it. First, let's compare the specs for these headsets. So the Quest 3 and the PSVR2 are both very high resolution headsets, but the Quest 3 beats out the PSVR2 just by a little. But with that being said, the PSVR2 is going to have more vibrant display colors because of the LEDs that it uses in the lenses and stuff like that for its pancake lenses. Also, the refresh rate for the Quest 3 and the PSVR2 are pretty much the same at 120 Hz. The PSVR2 can go down to 90 Hz for more intense games, but max, it can reach 120. If you didn't know, you're doing all this research for the first time, the PSVR2 is a wired headset, so you have to plug it into your PS5 for it to work to get that PC VR experience. The Quest 3 can be wireless for solo play, or it can be wired for PC play, which I like. That's how I like to use mine, I'm not gonna lie. Both headsets feature, you know, standard things like head tracking, controllers included with the headset, and an accelerometer, and they both have decent field of views. I personally like the PSVR2's 110-degree field of view because it lets you see a lot when you have a headset on, while the Quest 3 is going to have 100. So if FOV is a really important thing to you, the PSVR2 is going to be superior in that aspect. All right, guys, so now that we kind of got some of the specs and some of the tech jargon out the way, let's talk about the real big difference between both of these headsets. And honestly, it's the wire. The wire is one of the main things that really separates these headsets. And two is platform support. So the Quest 3 already has, and I know this isn't the Quest 3, this is the Quest 2, but I'm using it for example, okay? But the Quest 3 already has a big library that's gonna have access to with years of support. So if you're looking for a headset with a lot of games, probably 300 plus games, if not more, on the Quest store, definitely might want to go with the Quest. But with that being said, I do feel like in the future, the PSVR 2 will get a lot more first party support from Sony. As of right now, it's kind of limited, but I think in the next few years, we'll definitely see a uptick in first party games. And there's already a decent library for the PSVR 2, and there's games coming out every month. So we have a lot of games coming out for the PSVR 2. So it's definitely a contender in terms of platform support because Sony is supporting it. Not as much as I think they should, but it's okay. All right, now let's talk about the price. So this is a big thing that's going to be a deal breaker for a lot of you, and that's okay. We can work with that. But the PSVR 2 overall is more expensive than the Quest 3. So I'm going to do this math so you don't have to. So the PSVR 2 is $550 just for the headset and the controllers. You also have to pay another $500 for the PS5. And this is just the base. This isn't digital, just a base PS5. Now you're at $1,049. So let me read it. You're at $1,000 just for the PSVR2 and the PS5. So now you probably won't play online games because some of you guys who play online games. Now it's another $80 for base PS Plus because it just went up. So now you're at $1,129. So it's a good little chunk of change to get online play for the PS5 and the PSVR2. So that's a real high price, especially for somebody who just now get into VR. And we're going to talk about why that will be an option for you a little bit later in the video. But the Quest 3 is $549, and that's pretty much it. So you get the controllers, you get the headset, you're pretty much good. Now, don't be discouraged by the price because that PSVR 2 price may be worth it for some of y'all if you want a cheaper PC VR experience. Now, if you want the Quest 3 experience PC VR, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more because to run VR on a PC is pretty expensive if you want it decent. So you're gonna pay a little chunk of change. It'll probably be over the price of the PSVR 2 and the PS5. So think about that. Don't get discouraged. It depends on what you want. Now, if you just want standalone, that $549 is gonna be it for you, and that's you're pretty much done. So that's pretty simple. But let's move on. All right, guys, let's talk about why you should get a Quest 3. So I have a few points that I think would be awesome for you if you want to get a Quest 3. So one, if you want a standalone experience, obviously this is gonna be the way to go. Full way, because this has that wire in the back. And if you hate the wire, I don't really mind the wire, but if you hate the wire, get the wireless headset. Duh. Also, if price is a thing for you, get the cheaper option. The Quest 3 is gonna be one of the best headsets to come out this year in terms of standalone capability on paper. So it's definitely gonna be a goodie. There are gonna be certain upgrades you're probably gonna do for your Quest 3. Like for my Quest 2, I got the Bobo strap, I got the coolant, the battery pack in the back, the VR cover, facial interface, and there's a bunch of other add-ons and charges and stuff like that. So your price may be over the original price by probably a couple $100 just off buying accessories. Because quite honest with you, the base Quest 3 isn't the best in terms of comfort. I hate the strap for the base Quest 2, and they're using the same strap again for the Quest 3. So I'm gonna have to upgrade, which is probably gonna be like 80 some bucks or 100. It is what it is. VR is kind of expensive sometimes. But if you also are looking for a mixed reality experience, like I said, this is gonna be it. This is definitely gonna be it. If you have a PC, just go ahead and get this, because a lot of these libraries in terms of PC games are kind of shared. There are a few unique experiences on the PSVR2, but I think if you already have a PC and are interested in any PlayStation games or exclusives, just get this and then play the wireless, the AirLink PC VR mode. But I think the Quest 3 is going to be a beautiful headset, and there are a lot of reasons why you should get a PSVR2, but we're going to talk about it in a second. So let's talk about why you should probably get a PSVR2 over a Quest 3. So if you already have a PlayStation and you have no interest in standalone or PC VR games, this is the way to go. This is going to be your cheapest option to get PC VR quality games at a decent price. Because if you get a Quest 3, you have to get a PC, which is probably gonna be like $2,000 or $1,500 and up, just to get something that's able to play VR at the current price ranges right now. So it's gonna be a little expensive. So this is honestly the cheapest PC VR anything you can get right now, to be honest with you. There's not much else other than a PSVR2 out right now for cheaper quality PC VR. So if you have a PS5, you love Sony and all that other good fun stuff, and if you play the PSVR 1, this is a really good upgrade for that. And you probably would get this over the Quest 3. Now, let's also talk about the library. So this is something I didn't mention earlier, but if you compare both of these libraries, honestly, I think long term, the Quest is gonna be more supported than the PSVR 2. Just my prediction. Personally, I think Sony has done a decent job, not the best job at supporting the PSVR 2. So it does kind of have me worried for the future, because there have been some flops this year. I don't feel like Sony really talks about their premier VR headset enough, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, Meta's all over the Quest 2, a bunch of updates, very vocal about what they're changing about the headset. I think personally, the PSVR is the best option if you're looking for cheaper PC VR gameplay at a decent price with great visuals, great games, and just a lot of fun. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. I love these more discussion type videos, just kind of bringing up certain points. And then two, I think this is going to be a really good release for VR. So definitely keep your eye out. There's going to be more comparison videos by the time the Quest 3 actually does drop. So I definitely might have one out when it actually drops and I actually have it in my hands. But I think I gave you guys enough information to make an informed decision. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know which headset you're going to get. Or if you already had the PSVR, are you in a Quest 3? No, maybe? No, let me know. But it's been with MartydudeVR. Make sure you like and subscribe. You just hit 1K. Shout out everybody for the support. And make sure you come back and hang out with me. Come hang out with the streams. Come hang out with the content. He's just putting up more content every day. Okay. Like I said, it's been MartydudeVR. And remember, I'm just a dude with a VR headset. Peace.